Hello Game Gumshoes fans, Chris here with Game Gumshoes. Today I'd like to present to you my top 10 list of must-have kids games. Now, because we go out and we play games at, schools, churches, restaurants, things like that, we have lots of kids always wanting to come up and play games with us. So here's a list of games that we have a tendency to get to play a lot. Because kids just love them. They're fun. First on the list is a game called Headbands by Spin Master. In it, you wear an actual little headband, and you have a picture on your forehead, and you're sitting there trying to find out what you are by asking a basic 20 questions kind of format of the other players who were supposed to answer in yes or no questions, or yes or no answers as to whether or not you're right with your question. Hopefully you'll be able to guess what's on your forehead. And kids get a little giggle out of it because, you can sit there and, you have an elephant or a monkey on your head or maybe a hot dog or something. And the kids will just look at it and they'll laugh, and especially if you're guessing completely and totally wrong. It's kind of humiliating when, little 8-year-olds laughing at you because you can't figure out that you've got a hot dog in your head. But that's Headbands. Next is Don't Break the Ice. It's by Hasbro now. It is one of the classic games where you basically have a bear in the middle of a stack of ice, and you get a little hammer, and you're trying to knock out the little hammer blocks, or the little ice blocks, without letting the bear fall through. Now, I will warn you that sometimes this game turns into chaos, and children do have a tendency to try to just whack the heck out of the ice anyway. My last copy got broken that way. But, at less than $5 for the game, it's okay if it gets broke. I managed to give it to someone who, couldn't afford to get a game, and they enjoyed the heck out of it. So, that's Don't Break the Ice. Next one is a nice little puzzle game for kids. I've done a video review on it. It's called Penguins on Ice. It's by Smart Games. In it, you have little penguins that shift on these little ice blocks, and you can rotate the penguins. And you have a little book, and it's got puzzles and stuff in it. And you're trying to match up the penguins with the pictures from the puzzles. I know I get up to around 30, and I start going, Argh. So it does get difficult. So adults can play it as well as children, but it's typically a one-player game. And you guys can work together or not. It's up to you on how you play any game that you play. Next is a game called Set. It's by Set Enterprises Inc. In it, you have actually several variations. You can get the basic card game. There's a tile game as well. There's a dice game. And there's a junior version. So in it, you're trying to match sets, either color, shape. They can have one of different ones, but they have to have completely and totally different ones. I think I've done a review on it. Go ahead and check that out. And if not, I'll make sure I get one up, because it's definitely a game worth checking out. Next is Shake and Take by Out of the Box Games. In it, you're an alien hunter, and you're trying to collect all the aliens on your little scorecard. Now, it goes from, you could say, 2 to 10 players, honestly. And it does have 2 different sides on the flip mat, but you'll see that on the video review I do for it. And you want to collect all of them in basically kind of like a bingo coverall kind of thing. And that's how you get it. But there's an egg, there's shaking, it's silliness, but definitely worth checking out. Look at my review. Next is Tok Tok Woodman. Since Gen Con, I've heard it is now being labeled as Click Clack Lumberjack. It is by Mayday Games. They've added a couple new mechanics since the version I've gotten. But it's fun. It's like Jenga for kids. I do have a video review on that, so you can check that out. It's very fun because you get this little itty-bitty axe. You're trying to knock off pieces of bark from the tree without actually knocking the tree down. Next, a classic. I don't know any child that has gone through preschool, kindergarten, anything like that who has not played Candyland. It's currently made by Hasbro, and in it, I think it's an excellent game because you're teaching kids color matching, color coordination, and how to choose the right path. Because there are places where you can go over, but if you've seen Candyland, which I'm sure you have, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Next is a game called Bug Out by Out of the Box Games. It's kind of a new spin to the whole memory game. In it, you've got these cute little bugs, and you're trying to match them up with what you have in your hand. Go ahead and check out my video review. It actually makes a lot more sense than what I just said. Next, Spot It by Blue Orange. Spot It is another lovely matching game for kids. It can be used to keep children occupied for hours on end. I know in a personal instance, when I was out, we managed to keep about 10 children quiet and behaving themselves in a hospice with this game because we didn't want them running amok, but they needed to be there for their relative. So Spot It, Blue Orange. I may have a review, may not. I don't think I've actually written the full review because I just recently got the full game. And lastly, Five Crowns Junior. It's a very good game to start teaching rummy in a way, 500, what have you, with bigger cards, better cards, and a high enough quality card that you're not going to have to worry about your kid destroying a deck of cards. Five Crowns Junior is by Set Enterprises Inc. In it, you have Robbie the Robber, who tries to prevent you from winning by stealing your treasure, things like that. I do have a video review on it, so go ahead and check it out, and you'll get a lot more information than just this little blurb. So, my top 10 must-have kids games for this year are Headbands by Spin Master, Don't Break the Ice by Hasbro, Penguins on Ice by Smart Games, Set by Set Enterprises Inc., Shake and Take by Out of the Box Games, Talk Talk Woodman by Mayday Games, Candyland by Hasbro, Bug Out by Out of the Box Games, Spot It by Blue Orange, and Five Crowns Junior by Set Enterprises Inc. I will also throw on there, you can never go wrong with Cootie. Just saying. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the next video.